Hello from UMAi Dry Steak. Today we're doing UMAi Charcuterie, Lonzino, and Lomo with a charcuterie kit. Now the charcuterie kit is going to come with a couple of the things you need, but you'll have to assemble the rest of your seasonings and of course the meat. We got a couple of pieces of trimmed pork loin from Costco, reasonable price. And then we mixed up our kosher salt, our sugar, and we're adding in some of the other essentials. Now your charcuterie kit will come with a cure mixture for dry cured meat. This is an Instacure or Speed Cure 2, which is sodium nitrite, which helps to preserve the color of the meat and to make it safe to hold on to. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon of that. You need 1 teaspoon of the Instacure for 5 pounds of meat. Then we're using 3 tablespoons of freshly ground black pepper. The fresher your seasonings, the better the flavor, of course. And then because we like garlic a lot, we used a lot of fresh garlic cloves. They were a little bit of a challenge for the spice grinder to mix in really well. So certainly feel free to use powdered garlic or a mixture of powdered garlic and powdered onion if you like. We're adding some thyme here, a tablespoon of thyme, and then clove. We used quite a bit of clove, sort of inadvertently, as you'll see. Again, it's strictly a matter of personal taste. We got to enjoy this Lomo and Lonzino over the holidays, the winter holidays, so a little extra clove was kind of made them a festive experience, but measure your clove out according to your taste. So once we have all of these cure ingredients assembled, we mix them up very, very well. You want to make sure in particular that the Instacure is mixed in, and ground that up. And then we're going to open up the meat and drain off the purge that comes out of the bag. You don't need to necessarily pat dry the meat, but you want to make sure it's not dripping a lot when you put on the cure. So each of these pouches ended up holding 2 little pieces, so about 1.25 pounds each. Then an important thing to remember is when you make dry cured meat, you really want to start out with your fresh meat in the shape that you want the finished product to look like. It also enables you to save a little bit of fresh meat for another dish, but when you dry cure, you probably want your finished results to have a particular appearance, so start out with that shape at the beginning. Alright, so once we got the meat all trimmed up and ready, we're going to take our cure and rub it in really thoroughly. So these little nubbles of garlic made it a little bit more challenging than it needed to be, but the cure needs to be rubbed in very thoroughly into the meat, into the entire surface, so that that Speed Cure or Instacure can do its job of preserving the meat. And as it permeates the meat with the salt and sugar and spice flavors, it's also going to extract moisture. So you want to store your meat during the curing period in a Ziploc bag. It enables you both to contain those liquids that are coming out of the meat, and you can also massage it every other day or so and redistribute the cure. Make sure that it's evenly coating the meat. So put this away in the fridge for 7 to 10 days, but reach in there and check the firmness and see how that moisture is coming out into the bag every other day. Once it's nice and firm, you want to rinse off all of the cure, rinse it off really thoroughly, and then for the Lomo, which is a Spanish style of dry cured pork loin, you want to coat it in some paprika. So we used a blend of kind of a smoky paprika and then a more sweet one. And then we seal it up in the UMAi Dry Steak material. So this is one 8 by 18 inch charcuterie bag, and we were able to get 2 of these pieces in there. That works just fine. Make sure they're laying in the same direction that you're going to be drawing out the air, and make sure they're not touching. So we crimped the opening of the bag there, and we're putting in the vacuum aid, which you need with a channel vacuum sealer. And when we get the lid closed down, we're going to There, choose wet and seal, and while the vacuum sealer is pulling the air out, you want to massage the dry baked steak material down against the moist surface of the meat as best as possible. Remember, dry baked steak is like a membrane, so it's going to grab onto the moisture on the surface of the meat and create a bond. And it's through that bond that you're going to get the really effective drying, whilst, dry curing this in the fridge. So once it's all sealed up, we took both our Lomo and our Lonzino pieces and put them on an open, especially this one without the paprika. You can see just how beautifully shiny that surface is. And when we cut into them, like any good meat candy, they had a terrific sort of denseness and emanate from this meat after even just this 14 days of curing. So there's our Lonzino, and then here's the Lomo, which again sliced off just beautifully. And once you've got them sliced as thin as you prefer, the thinner, the easier it is to enjoy the dry cured meat, of course. Once you've got that all sliced out, you can certainly set it out with cheeses or different vegetables. Here's how we chose to enjoy our Lomo and Lonzino. So we wish you much luck in your own dry curing experiences. From UMAi Dry Steak, thank you.